Throughout history, some of the greatest leaders have emerged during times of crisis. They were not just managers of people and resources but visionaries who anticipated challenges, developed strategic solutions, and led others through uncertainty. One of the most remarkable crisis leaders was not a Fortune 500 CEO or a military general but a man sold into slavery, Joseph. Joseph's story, found in the book of Genesis, is more than just a tale of betrayal and redemption. It is a blueprint for leadership in times of crisis. From being thrown into a pit by his own brothers to rising as the second most powerful man in Egypt, Joseph's journey offers timeless lessons for business leaders today. He faced adversity, made tough decisions, and managed resources in a way that saved an entire nation from catastrophe. In today's world, CEOs and entrepreneurs must navigate economic downturns, industry disruptions, and unforeseen challenges. How can they lead effectively under pressure? How can they turn setbacks into opportunities? Joseph's leadership strategy provides clear answers. His ability to foresee a crisis, plan ahead, manage resources wisely, and remain emotionally resilient offers a masterclass in strategic leadership. In this video, we will break down Joseph's leadership approach and uncover the key principles that modern business leaders can apply. Whether you're leading a startup, running a corporation, or managing a team, Joseph's wisdom can help you handle crises like a true CEO. Joseph's journey to leadership was anything but ordinary. He was born into a large family as the favored son of Jacob, but his brothers' jealousy led to his downfall. They betrayed him, sold him into slavery, and faked his death. Taken to Egypt, Joseph was bought by Potiphar, a high-ranking official, and quickly proved himself trustworthy and capable. However, after being falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, he was thrown into prison. Despite his circumstances, Joseph did not lose faith or abandon his talents. Even in prison, he displayed leadership by interpreting the dreams of fellow inmates, one of whom later served Pharaoh. When Pharaoh himself had troubling dreams that no one could explain, Joseph was remembered and brought before him. With divine insight, Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams as a prophecy of 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. Pharaoh immediately recognized Joseph's wisdom and leadership potential. He appointed him as second-in-command over Egypt, entrusting him with the enormous task of preparing the nation for the coming crisis. In just a short time, Joseph went from being a prisoner to essentially becoming the CEO of Egypt's economy. His ability to remain resilient, recognize opportunity, and lead with wisdom turned his misfortunes into a path to greatness. One of Joseph's greatest strengths as a leader was his ability to see the bigger picture and plan ahead. When Pharaoh had troubling dreams of 7 fat cows being devoured by 7 thin cows and 7 healthy stalks of grain being consumed by withered ones, no one in Egypt could interpret them. But Joseph, with divine wisdom, understood their meaning. 7 years of abundance would be followed by 7 years of famine. Rather than merely warning Pharaoh of the impending crisis, Joseph took it a step further and proposed a strategic solution. Store surplus grain during the good years to sustain the nation during the bad years. This foresight is a hallmark of great leadership. Successful CEOs don't just react to crises, they anticipate them and prepare accordingly. They study market trends, analyze data, and make long-term strategic decisions that protect their businesses from economic downturns. Just as Joseph used his insight to create a 7-year plan for Egypt's survival, business leaders must develop contingency plans, diversify revenue streams, and ensure financial stability before hard times come. Joseph's story teaches that vision alone is not enough, it must be followed by action. He didn't just interpret the dream and leave Pharaoh to figure it out, he devised a detailed plan and executed it with precision. Likewise, a CEO must not only identify potential risks but also implement strategies to navigate them. Leadership is about thinking ahead, preparing for uncertainty, and making decisions that secure the future. When the years of abundance came, Joseph didn't squander the surplus. He stored it strategically, knowing that famine would follow. He organized massive grain storage efforts across Egypt, ensuring that when the crisis hit, there would be enough resources to sustain the nation. When the famine arrived, Egypt was not only able to feed its own people but also became a supplier for surrounding nations, turning a potential disaster into an opportunity for influence and economic power. This lesson is crucial for business leaders. In times of prosperity, many companies expand too quickly, overspend, or fail to prepare for downturns. But great CEOs know that economic cycles are inevitable. They build reserves, cut unnecessary costs, and create crisis management strategies before a downturn occurs. Companies that succeed during recessions are those that planned ahead, managed their resources wisely, and positioned themselves to survive and even thrive in difficult times. Joseph's leadership teaches that crisis management is not just about reacting when disaster strikes. It's about proactively preparing for it. He didn't wait for the famine to start before taking action. He implemented a clear, disciplined plan that ensured long-term survival. For business leaders, this means creating risk management strategies, maintaining financial discipline, and ensuring that their organizations are prepared for unexpected challenges. True leadership is not about avoiding crises, it's about managing them effectively. Joseph's rise to power was not just a result of his intelligence and strategic planning. It was also a testament to his emotional strength and resilience. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned, Joseph had every reason to be bitter, discouraged, or vengeful. Yet, he remained steadfast, refusing to let his circumstances dictate his character. Instead of complaining, he excelled in every situation, whether as a slave in Potiphar's house, a prisoner in Pharaoh's jail, or the governor of Egypt. Emotional intelligence is a key trait of great leaders. A CEO must remain calm under pressure, make rational decisions in times of crisis, and inspire confidence in their team. Leaders who allow fear, anger, or frustration to control them can make impulsive choices that harm their business. Joseph's ability to stay composed and focused, despite immense hardships, demonstrates the power of resilience. Moreover, when his brothers came to Egypt seeking food, Joseph had the authority to punish them for their past betrayal. Instead, he chose forgiveness and reconciliation, recognizing that what they meant for harm, God had used for good. In business and leadership, the ability to manage emotions, let go of grudges, and make decisions based on wisdom rather than personal feelings is crucial. True leadership is not just about intelligence or strategy. It's about having the emotional strength to navigate adversity with grace and integrity. Joseph's success in managing Egypt's crisis was not achieved alone. Though he was given full authority by Pharaoh, he did not attempt to handle everything himself. Instead, he established a structured system, appointed officials, and delegated responsibilities to ensure that his plan was executed efficiently. He understood that leadership is not about doing everything alone but about building a strong team to carry out the vision. Great CEOs and business leaders follow the same principle. No matter how talented or visionary a leader is, trying to micromanage every detail leads to inefficiency and burnout. The best leaders hire skilled individuals, empower them with clear roles, and trust them to execute tasks effectively. Companies thrive when leadership builds systems and teams rather than relying solely on individual effort. Joseph's ability to delegate not only ensured that Egypt was prepared for the famine but also allowed the country to function smoothly under his leadership. He focused on strategy and decision-making while his appointed officials managed daily operations. In the same way, a CEO's job is to provide vision, set the direction, and empower others to carry out the mission. True leadership is not about control. It's about trust, delegation, and building a team that can operate effectively even in the leader's absence. Joseph's story is more than a tale of personal triumph. It is a masterclass in leadership. His ability to foresee challenges, plan strategically, manage crises, stay emotionally resilient, and delegate effectively made him one of the greatest crisis managers in history. He didn't just survive adversity, he turned it into an opportunity to lead, influence, and save an entire nation. These same principles apply to business leaders today. Whether you're managing a startup, leading a corporation, or navigating personal challenges, Joseph's leadership strategy provides a roadmap for success. Visionary planning, disciplined resource management, emotional intelligence, and teamwork are the foundations of great leadership. Now, ask yourself, how are you preparing for the challenges ahead? Are you thinking long-term, managing resources wisely, and building a strong team? Take a lesson from Joseph and start leading with purpose and strategy. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the Bible and the CEO for more biblical business insights. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. What's the biggest leadership challenge you've faced? Let's learn and grow together.